I'll be making a maple walnut layer cake, and this recipe is from Benjamina. You might remember her from the Great British Bake Off on BBC. It's from her cookbook, The New Way to Cake. Love this cookbook. I've only made one recipe so far and I absolutely loved it. I think it's my favorite cake. I'll put a link in the description. So with the cake itself, it's a walnut cake made in 4 layers, and you're going to have maple cream between each layer as well as the top. So it sounds delicious. Looks like that. Let's get baking. So in my pan here, I'm going to add 1 cup of milk. I've got some homemade vanilla here. I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of my vanilla. Okay, I'm just going to bring this to a gentle simmer. Yeah, that looks good. So I'm just going to take that off the heat. I've got 4 egg yolks here, 50 grams of custard sugar, and about 2.5 tablespoons of your Canadian maple syrup. Now for some mixing. I am going to add 4 teaspoons of plain flour, 1 teaspoon of cornstarch. So I'm just going to whisk this again. We need to slowly add our milk mixture. Okay, back to my saucepan. I'm adding my cream mixture back in. So I'm just going to do this until my cream thickens. It's basically a custard when you think of it. Yeah. I'm happy with that. I'm going to turn that off. Final thing with my custard is to add a tablespoon of unsalted butter. I'm just going to stir that in. I'm going to transfer my custard into a plastic bowl. Very simply, I'm going to cover my custard with cling film. And this basically helps and prevents a thin film from forming on top of the custard. So if I was to leave this without the plastic wrap or film over it, the custard will form a nut, or there'll be an additional layer formed on top of the custard, which isn't quite nice when you're actually eating it. So this helps prevent that. I'm just going to leave this to cool down a little bit before I put it in the fridge for 2 hours. So now to the cake, the star of the show. I'll put some butter here, some sugar, equal amounts. So I'm just going to mix this for about 3 to 5 minutes. So I've got 6 eggs. I'm going to crack each one at a time. So crack one, mix, let it mix well with the butter and sugar, and then crack another one. So it looks like my butter mixture is just curdling a little bit. I'm going to just add in a little bit of my flour, about that much, and I'll continue mixing. Okay, so I've got some flour mixed with baking powder here. So that's about half of my flour. So I've got a little bit of milk mixed with vanilla. So remaining flour and baking powder mix. Okay, so I've got some chopped walnuts here. And stir. Now I have to do the wonderful, easy job of dividing the cake mix into 4 different tins. living on the edge. I am leveling up each cake mix. Okay, so the custard cream is out of the fridge. So I'm just taking off the cling film. I'm just going to give it a little bit of a whisk just to smoothen it out a little bit. So I've got half a cup of double cream here, and I'm just going to whisk and whip this until it becomes thick. Okay, now for the folding, I'm just going to add my whipped cream. It's quite awkward doing this in a square bowl. I'm not quite happy with the consistency. While I assemble the cake, just pop this in the fridge. The room might be too warm. Assembly time. Okay, our cake is all done, as you can see. I'm fairly happy with it. If I was to give it a score, efforts, maybe a 6. Looks wise, 7. It's a good home-baked cake. The reason why I'm giving myself very critical marks is because 1, I did not level each cake. I'm not sure if you can tell, but it's slanting a little bit. So what I had to do was to basically cut some skewers and then put them through all the layers just to get them stable, almost like a foundation or pillars, basically, to stop it from tilting over. The second thing which isn't working in my favor is the temperature of my kitchen right now. It's basically melting the custard and the cream. Aside from that, I think it's fine. Do you know what? And looking at the cake itself, like the layers, I've got to say I'm quite happy. Yeah, even the cream alone. Very nice subtle hint of that maple syrup. That's a moist cake. Oh, I'm not sure how we're going to finish all this. I think we'll try. And I promise I'm going to sign up for the gym tomorrow. I've noticed I'm gaining weight, so I'm going to sign up for the gym. Baking this not every week, but because I'm doing this a lot regularly now, I need to make sure I'm also sweating it out. So I'm going to the gym. What else can I say about the cake? It's nice to have that crunch with the walnut inside. It gives it a different level of flavor. After tasting like that sweet, buttery cake, you then have like the crunchy, earthy flavor of the nuts, which is nice. I can't say anymore. It's a very good cake. It's not as good as the apple caramel sage caramel cake I did. That was producer is humming. That was a 10 over 10 for me. This I'll rate this a good 8. 7.9. 7.9. Yeah. I'm an analyst by nature, so 7.9. Anyways, thanks for watching. Have a good week.